Sonic the Hedgehog 2006 is a game that needs no introduction.
Every other YouTuber and IGN employee will be extremely quick to tell you how terrible it is in every shape and form.
And they're right.
But I like this game, and I think they're wrong, and frick you, and that's stupid. And in case you're one of the few Sonic fans who doesn't know what this game is, then allow me to give you a quick Supersonic history lesson on the dumpster fire that was Sonic 06. Yuji Naka, the father of Sonic the Hedgehog, thought right in the middle of development was the right time to up and leave his child right before his 15th birthday. Speaking of birthdays, Sega was not going to let this game come out at any other time other than holiday 2006, so the team really had to come together and...
Oh yeah, then the already fractured team had to be split again so they could make another game to release on the Nintendo Wii, a much weaker console.
So if you put all of these things together, combine it with a weird... loading screen, look at that. If you throw all these things together, and just for the fun of it, throw in a weird hedgehog-human relationship, then you get the strange buggy mess that was Sonic the Hedgehog 2006. Now that you're all caught up, you're probably wondering, how could anybody actually like this game? Just give me a second, jeez. Like, just about to get to that. Look, it's pointless to reiterate what everybody has already said about this game on the internet. So let me give you my perspective on the game.
What you need to understand is that this game was ushering a new generation of Sonic to the world. So everything from the visuals, the gameplay, the physics engine was meant to reinvent our little blue friend.
And oh boy, did that excite a little 7 to 8 year old Sam. I would check Sonic Central daily, religiously. I begged my mom to let me pre-order this game, and I didn't even have an Xbox 360 or a PS3. I just knew that I had to play this game.
I remember watching the first trailer with Silver in it and theorizing what the conflict between him and Sonic could be.
I remember watching that CGI teaser where Sonic's running through the forest and at the end he goes super. I remember getting this gaming magazine that probably doesn't even exist anymore just so I could read about how they wanted to implement a day and night cycle into the game. So yeah, it's safe to say that I was excited.
Now, that's all swell and good, but we all know that games do a pretty good job at selling themselves before we actually play them, and hype is a real driving factor.
But that's the thing. It wasn't hype alone that carried me through this game.
From the eyes of a child, this game that I opened up on Christmas Day was far more than just the promise of a next-gen Sonic game.
It was my whole world at the time. It was my first Xbox 360 game. It was a game that I felt like I had been waiting endlessly for. When I finally got my hands on it and booted it up, I found fun and love, but others found bugs and disappointment.
Now, of course, I experienced the same pain as they did.
I sat through those loading screens. I lost control of Sonic at Mach speed. I was forever traumatized by the phrase, "It's no use!" But what felt truly amazing at that time was overcoming those challenges.
Because I didn't see those as bugs. I wasn't thinking that way.
I thought the game was hard, sure, maybe a little unfair, but not broken. So when I finally beat Silver and I figured out how to get to the next level, I immediately forgot all that pain. I was just excited to play more. Every moment felt like a new experience, a new town to explore, a new level, new music, a new NPC to talk to. It was everything that I had hoped it to be.
And there was nothing cooler to me than getting to a story beat where a CGI cutscene played and experiencing this story that felt like a movie.
Looking back on it now, sure, the story has plot holes, and the relationship between Sonic and Elise is weird, and why does Eggman look like that? But if I asked myself those questions back then, I wouldn't have an answer, because those things didn't matter to me.
It was a story that Sega blessed me with, and I loved every second of it.
Now, if you made it this far into the video, I'm assuming that at least some of you feel the same way that I do. And I'd wager that there's probably a lot of Sonic fans around my age that have this indescribable love for this game. It's more than just a nostalgic memory for me, and for every flaw that it has, there's equally something that I love about it.
It's a part of my childhood in more ways than one, and even to this day, if I hear a song from the game, I'm filled with happiness. This game will forever mean something to me.
And look, I understand that this is just my perspective on the game.
I'm sure that there are a lot of people who look back on this game as something they were really excited for, just like me, only to be disappointed.
And that's a completely valid point of view, but I have one more thing I want to say about this game in favor of it. If we exempt Unleashed and maybe the storybook games, this Sonic game feels like the end of an era for a very specific type of Sonic game. It's clearly inspired by the adventure games, and it's kind of one of the last times the story took itself super seriously.
This is a game with stakes. Characters have sad backstories, and it explores themes of past, present, and future in a way that no 8-year-old kid is gonna grasp.
I always like to compare the adventure era of stories to stories written in anime like Dragon Ball and Naruto. And that's to say, stories written mostly for children with dark and edgy undertones that just feel cool. However, if you look at these stories outside of the frame they were meant to be viewed in, they're kind of corny, a little cheesy. And that's the point I'm trying to make.
Everything exists inside the bubble it was meant for, and if you view it outside of that, it changes the meaning.
So for those of you who are still not in agreement with me that this game is actually good, all I ask is that you try to view this from the eyes of a child who wants nothing more than to play the brand new, shiny Sonic game. Put aside the bugs, the weird story, and the uncanny looking realistic graphics and ask yourself, was there anything that I appreciated about this game?
And that is not to say we shouldn't hold game companies accountable when they ship an unfinished, broken game.
But let's not just say it's bad because everybody else says it's bad. Let's ask ourselves, what does it mean to us? Because I can tell you right now that the grown man talking about Sonic on your screen feels the same way about this game as the child who opened it up on Christmas Day.
Sonic 06 means so much more to me than just nostalgia. It cemented itself as a game, as a story that I love. And honestly, it feels magical that even with all the discourse this game has, I can say that I love it. That, to me, it is a good game.
And I hope that I've been able to share that magic with you today. But I want to leave you with one more thing. The same song that inspired me to write this video. The result music from Sonic 06. Sit back, relax, and just give it a listen. Thank you so much for watching.